Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 CSL Big Guava Major here in sunny Tampa, Florida. My name is Bert. I'm going to be with you here on commentary for this event. We're just getting ready to get started here. Let me swap over. We can eavesdrop on some of the guys. See what they're doing. Yeah, we only got two minutes on far wide. It's an exciting day. We're getting the game started at about 11, so, you know, just relax with us. Show you this. So up at the top right of the screen, you'll see that there's a snake, but then after the 50-yard line, it turns into Doritos. And then on the other side of the field, you barely see the end of the snake, and again, that turns into Doritos. So it's going to create some really interesting plays that are going to come out of this, where, you know, snake is going to swap side every game. It's gonna change from Doritos to snake when it gets past the 50. It creates for some interesting situations. So, oh no, we may be having audio issues, folks. Let me just double check here. Hopefully, I'm not just talking to myself. No, I'm talking. My audio guy is tripping. So. Freeland, you still in here? Can you hear me, bro? Anybody in the chat? I mean, let me know you can hear me. So I'll make sure we get off to a good start here. Testing. Anybody hear me? Yeah. All right, we're chilling. We are chilling. So again, this split snake is going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see how teams adapt to it, what the calls are, if you go to get past that 50 into the Dorito side, or whether they kind of post up and cross. It's going to be interesting, man. We're gonna see how it plays out. But again, I want to say games are going to start at about 11, so hang tight, stick with us. I'll let you guys, again... testing some stuff.
That sounds like the phone volume from the screen. Yeah, it's just when you're, I believe when you're on this screen, because that's where the mic, that's where the static is coming from.
Okay.
But I'm only putting it at the lowest settings just because some people like to hear the call outs.
Yeah, no.
So I'm gonna leave it at like the least.
I'm pretty sure it's
oh, so you it's do it up there.
Alright folks, sorry about that. Had a little bit of some audio issues, but we should be good now. Let me know if I sound alright, but yeah, I think we're good to go. Looks like most of the teams are off the field now, getting ready. Got to get into some action. So let's do this. I'm gonna run a quick commercial break. Just sit tight, and we will be back for some games here pretty shortly. folks, scratch the 11 a.m. start. We are about 2 minutes from the first game getting started. Now, if you guys go to csl-airsoft.com, click on compete, and then scroll down to the Big Guava Major bracket, it will take you to the challenge page if you want to follow along with us. If you go to the matches tabs for each of the two groups, the way it's going to work is it's going to go straight down each column. So round 1, game 1, which is going to be LSA 2 versus Native, and then round 1, game 2, which is Obey versus PLY. And third game will be Goof versus Ace, because Goons has a bye. So again, if you're going to follow along on the bracket and kind of look out for teams that you guys follow, that's how that works. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer. But the teams are about a minute from their first game coming up here. And again, we've got LSA 2 versus Native. If you're looking at the screen now, let's see. Challenge, Harold. Challenge. I'm not as good as Keegan is at it, but I'll do my best. Y'all just let me know in the chat that you can hear me alright. We fixed some audio issues earlier. I just want to make sure we're all good. Hang tight. It looks like there's a hold for some reason. Thank you, Caleb. And then we're going to get started. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you've got Natives on the left, and you've got LSA 2 on the right. Again, this is going to be a split snake layout, so it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams play it. You can't just get into the snake, kill your mirror, and push your way all the way up to their side of the field. You basically have a big gap at that point where you have to pick and choose what the next move is, whether it's suppressing people to get that guy up or to work up the other side of the field. It's going to be really interesting. If you've got any predictions for this match coming up, go ahead and throw them in the chat. Otherwise, it's should be a good first game to start us off. Also, let me know if you got a prediction who's going to take the whole thing. We got some established teams out here, some newer teams, but newer doesn't mean anything. You know, some of these teams come up out of nowhere and start dominating pretty quick. So if you guys got any predictions, let me know. And I guess while we are waiting, I can go through the groups. So we got 2 groups for this first stage, Group A, Group B. Group A, we've got Tier 6, LSA2, Obey, PLY, and Native. And then for Group B, we've got Goons, DTP, Goof Troop, and Ace. So both groups are pretty solid. I wouldn't say there's an easy group or a tough group. Those are both pretty challenging groups. So curious to see who makes it out. Alright, looks like we're about to get on our way. And they're off. Alright, we got a couple players walking off already from the side of Natives. I think that's their 3rd body going down from the looks of it. LSA working their way up the field. Natives are holding in there with a down body situation. Managed to take out a couple on the run. And LSA finishes it out. Alright, Freeland, we got a Tier 6 and an Obey prediction. Harold, we got an Obey. I don't hate either of those. Tier 6 got some new faces out there, some old shooters that, you know, been around for a while. That team has been a powerhouse for years, so you can never really count them out. And Obey has been on a pretty big rise lately. You know, they're a newer team, but they didn't take long to get established. So both good predictions. I could see both of those coming true. Got Obey strong in the chat. Alright, 30 seconds till round 2. LSA took the first one, so barring any penalties that I'm not aware of, it should be LSA up in the points. By how much, we will have to wait and see. We get a flag thrown on the side of LSA. Not sure who gets pulled, but somebody does. LSA still got a good coverage of the field. They get to that flag. I don't think it's within the first 15 seconds, but they still get the points for grabbing it first. So Natives got at least a couple back players. One of them gets picked. They know where he is. That should be a pretty easy cleanup. They're letting each other know where he is so that they can bump up efficiently, not have to worry about getting picked off. Oh, but it looks like there might be an inside snake player that they're not aware of. Oh, this runner might get picked. Oh, and he gets him in the snake. So it looks like LSA2 hangs the flag. I'm not exactly sure what happened with the penalty that got assessed, so we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But that was a good round from both teams. And again, the way CSL works in the first stage for 2023 is teams will play all 3 games, regardless of, if they go 2-0. Because first knockout stage is not based on results or win record, but it is based on points. And points are gained through grabbing the flag, eliminating enemy players. You get bonus points if you get the flag within the first 15 seconds. And then hanging the flag at the end, all net you points. So those are tallied at the end of the group stage, and people advance. I believe it is 2 teams from Group A and 1 from Group B will be eliminated. Looks like we got some more Tier 6 support in the chat as well, as they're about to get underway for Game 3. We get another flag thrown, this time on the side of Native. Not sure who gets pulled. LSA gets up to the flag, gets those points. Very important in the first round. I'll get as many of those as possible. And Native. With the comeback, unless I got my teams mixed up, but I don't think I did. Very impressive. I mean, we'll see how the points lay after that penalty, but managing to pull it back, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So that will do it for Game 1. It looks like Game 2 is going to be Obey versus PLY. And forgive me, if any of you know the full team name for PLY, let me know so I can address them accordingly. But good first game, good way to get started. I think, yeah, I mean, it looked like once people got into that snake, they were kind of just there until the big push got made. So it's gonna be interesting to see if that's how the rest of the tournament plays out, or if people really try and make that push from the snake up to that, enemy side D3, because you know it's a pretty straightforward run. As long as you don't got somebody crossed up just waiting for you, you should be able to make that. So interested to see if teams take advantage of that or not. But again, we're getting ready for game 2. It's going to be Obey versus PLY coming up here. By the way, if you are in the Tampa or surrounding area, I would highly recommend coming and checking out CIA. I played here for the first time yesterday, got some rec play games in on the open play field. It was a lot of fun. They got some cool structures, cool game modes. And then we got to play some rounds on, it wasn't this layout, but the layout they had last night on the speed field. And staff is, you know, incredibly accommodating, really nice guys. They were happy to, you know, show me the ropes. You know, I was new. I didn't really know the game mode, so they were great. I couldn't recommend this field enough. Come check them out. Got CIA in Tampa. Yo, if you're in the chat, let me know where you hail from. What states you guys come from? If we got any international watchers, let me know. You know where you guys come from, I guess. All right, we got PLY running out there with 20 seconds to go. Hopefully they make it. Gonna be interested to see if they let this go or if they restart it. Looks like they're letting it go. Got 3 on the side of PLY, 5 on the side of Obey. Let's see what happens. Quick end to the match, but Obey managed to systematically pick them off and go hang the flag. I'm actually not sure if they got there in the first 15 seconds. I didn't notice, so I'm going to keep an eye on that next time. And it does look like PLY is picking up their 4th and 5th member. I wasn't sure if maybe they had roster issues with getting there or just couldn't get on the field in time. But it looks like it's the latter. So this next round is going to be a 5v5. Maybe a little bit closer. We're about to find out. All right, we got Maryland in the chat. We got Virginia in the chat. Indiana, Tampa. We global, CSL global. No, but thanks for joining us. It's going to be a good day. Ooh, you get a bunker knocked over in the snake. We're not sure if that's going to be a penalty assessed or what the deal is there. Obey loses a member. I believe it's a 4v3, 4v2 now in the favor of Obey. With the second flag hang. again, we are going to go to game 3 because we're going to play all 3 games of the best of 3 because the first stage is based on points. I see you, Mr. CIA man with the dance moves. I see you out there. I see you. 20 seconds coming up. PLY with the flag grab off rip. Love to see it. They lose 2 members though, so I believe it's a 3v5. Obey's starting to work their way up the field. Oh, with the poison at the X. Looks like Obey's going to finish this one out. And that is game 2 in the books. Now again, if you are following along on the challenge bracket, up next we should have, if my math is correct, Goof Troop versus Ace. Goof Troop versus Ace should be our next game coming up here. So we finally see some flag runs off break. In the first round, I want to say all 3 games, both teams hung back and kind of waited until they got established before they went for that flag. But the way CSL works is if you grab that flag in the first 15 seconds, forgive me if I get the numbers wrong, but I want to say it's 25 bonus points. So it really incentivizes getting there off rip. Or if not off rip, stopping in a bunker for a second or 2 and then transitioning in. But really keeping that 15-second timer in the back of your head, I think is going to make a big difference between teams that make it out of the bracket and teams that don't. But we've seen it's possible. We saw a dude make it in there at least once straight off the break. So I'm curious to see how much of that we see continue. Got Ace coming on the field now. I'm from Maryland. They're a Maryland team, so I've played these guys quite a bit. And, I have a feeling we're going to see some flag runs off break, but I could be wrong. Who knows? My media guy is saying Ace on top, but, hey, man, we're about to find out. They're playing Goof Troop. I don't know too much about this team, but, hey, man, like I said, these new teams come out of nowhere. Especially when they got fields like this in their backyard. I don't know if they're a local team, but if you're a team with a competitive field in your backyard, take advantage of it, man. Like we are jealous of y'all. Like, talk to your field owners. If they don't have pickup nights, try and set it up. Because there's no better practice than just showing up and hopping on a team and just playing and switching around. It's not only good practice, but it's a lot of fun. So. These teams with these fields, they get good quick because they got to get a lot of reps in. Steve-O, the bracket can be found on CSL-airsoft.com. Then if you go to the Compete tab, scroll down until you see Big Guava Major Bracket. And that's going to take you to our challenge page. You might be able to find it searching through there. I just haven't ever had success doing it that way. So
it's a lot faster if you just go to the challenge website and then just do a / and then Big Guava and it's instantly there.
Fair enough. Yeah, if you're on your computer or I guess on your phone, you can type in challenge.com/Big Guava, and that should take you there as well. Yeah, Zach, it's me. I'm out here on the mic today, trying to bring you guys some commentary and some insight. So again, we got Ace on the left side of your screen right now, and we've got Goof Troop on the right. Yeah, the tricky part about this flag run is the fact that that cube is right in the middle, and I'm pretty sure that was done deliberately, because you have to really commit to that move. Either have somebody holding your lane over top, or you got to make a real quick move down low to get through that unscathed. Alright, getting ready for game one. Let's see what happens. And as we predicted, the flag run off break, Ace gets the first 15 bonus. Goof Troop loses a player, loses 2 players. So that should be 53, 5 players up for Ace, 3 players up for Goof Troop. Ace loses a player, loses 2, so it might be a tie game at this point. Again, Ace has the flag and the points right now. If they get picked off just like they did, that could change. And just like that, Goof Troop managing to come back from a down body situation, gets the flag, hangs it for game one. Spicy way to start the round. But I love to see it. That's what teams have to do. They're going to have to get that flag in the first 15 seconds if they want to advance. Against teams of this caliber that have played CSL before, that know that's what you got to do, they're not going to let you get away with not going for it. So, I mean, don't let me influence how you're going to play if you're playing today and watching. But if you're asking me, that flag first 15 is big. For the viewers, you got you got Ace in the mostly red jerseys, and you got Goof Troop, in the black and red jerseys, but kind of looks mostly black. So Goof Troop black, Ace red. Alright, game 2 getting ready to start. 10 seconds. Ace gets another first 15 bonus. Sounds like Ace gets a player up into the Snake 50 as well. Oh, gets a, I'm not sure if that's a penalty or just a pull, but the Snake player goes down for Ace. Ace loses another back player. Now let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. It looks like they're wearing Obey jerseys. So Goof Troop is either made up of Obey players or the bracket might have gotten switched around. So
I think it's the meme team.
Okay, so yeah, I want to say that's still Goof Troop, but they are wearing Obey jerseys. So if there's any confusion, that is as to why. But if anyone knows for sure in the chat, let me know. There's a lot going on around here. You try and get all the info you can, but you know how it goes. So Goof Troop takes that round as well. Let's see what Ace can do in this third round. Now, they have gotten the flag in the first 15 seconds, both games. So even though they haven't hung it at the end, this is going to be a close game. It's not going to be as much of a blowout as, if the team that grabs the flag first ends up hanging it. They're getting those bonus points for getting there quickly. So I'm curious to see if Goof Troop sends somebody there to match it, to try and take those first 15, which again, first 15 seconds, I want to say for certain it's 25 points bonus for getting that flag first. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on any of these things. We got TSA Rivera, a.k.a. the one and only Bubbles in the chat. What's up, sir? That is indeed I. Here on the sticks, baby. Bubbles is out there in California taking a trip out. He was out there at N1 the other night. Some of the murder guys. Looked like a blast. I am jealous I wasn't there, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's switch over to the better camera here. Get ready for game 3, excuse me. Alright, game 3 coming in hot. Alright, we don't get the mirror. We get Ace with the flag for the third game in a row. Both teams are taking it slower this game. Third game of the match. Don't want to make any mistakes. You hear and see the... Ooh, we get a flag thrown on the side of Goof Troop. Looks like their tower player gets pulled. So I want to say it is 3v4, 3 on the side of Ace. Oh, an Ace player gets pulled as well. Another one goes down. Ooh. Up close and personal to end that round out. Goof Troop hangs the flag. It was an interesting match. So you saw Goof Troop, for the most part, kind of closing out all those games, but you didn't see him going for that first 15 bonus. Maybe that's a decision they're making for a specific reason. I'm going to give them the benefit of that doubt because who knows? Maybe they've got a plan. But yeah, man, I'm looking to see a lot of these teams rush for that flag off the rip. But yeah, we're about to see. So that was Goof Troop and Ace closing out round 1 for both groups. We're going to get started with round 2. Group A first game should be Native versus Obey. We saw both of those teams put out, solid efforts in their rounds, so I'm excited to see how that one turns out. A little score update for you guys for those first games. So I've got the scores for the first 2 games. LSA 2 versus Native. Native held in there, but points-wise, LSA ended up taking it 165-0, according to the bracket here online. And then game 2, it looks like Obey with the 300 to 0 Obey for their round. So, high-scoring game, especially game 2. So we're expecting to see winners getting in the 300s. That's what you need to aim for if you're looking to be on the top of your group. Looks like we got Lord Drip in the chat. Got some COVID issues before the event. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully you can make it out here one of these days, though. Get the 60-second warning for this one to get started. Again, we've got Obey in the black and red jerseys on the left side of your screen, and you got Native in the black and brown jerseys on the right. So, Obey red, Native brown. Here we go. So no one goes for the flag off break. Both players lose at least one. I think 2 go down for Native, so it should be a 4v3 in the way of Obey. Obey does make it up to that flag. I want to say it's after. Oh, no, you just heard the buzzer, so they did get the flag within that first 15 seconds for the bonus. Got the Obey home player filling out to that right corner. Native may or may not be down a body, but they're locked in pretty well on those back bunkers there, so they hold tight. You know, they could turn this around. Got an Obey player filling into the snake, but he gets clipped, so we might be a 3v3 situation here. That's what Native's looking for. People making mistakes, even in the count up, and then they can work from there. Still got the 2 Native back players, but one of them filled the snake, and the other fills up to that tower. Spreading the field a bit more, it's a good move. Native loses a player. Oh, Native player fills that cube behind the center. Don't know if they saw him fill that. But Native loses their snake. I want to say that cube is the only guy left for Native. Oh, and he gets picked. And Obey clears it out with the flag hang. So that's game 1 in the books. Slower pace match, but no less exciting. Teams are locking into their bunkers, not peeking for very long, not making moves that they don't really need to make. You know, it's kind of the airsoft you want to see. So we're getting ready for game 2. Do we have any predictions for this one? What do you guys think? Native gonna bring it back? Obey gonna clean this one out? What do you guys think is gonna happen? Let's hear it. Alright, about a minute out from game 2. Again, I'm curious to see if anybody goes for that flag straight off the rip, or if they do what Obey did in that last one. Maybe he kept the timer in his head, or maybe it was just good timing, but he got there right before the buzzer hit. So they get that bonus right before the timer runs out. That might be the way to do it. It might be riskier than just running straight there. Who knows? But getting that first 15, I think, is going to, again, be really key for these teams. So Obey capitalized on that for sure in the first round. Hey man, comms are king. This isn't just who's the best at aiming. It's a chess game. You gotta know when and where to move your pieces, and that's all about communication. All right, off break again. No one goes straight for the flag. Obey loses a player off break. Native does as well. Should be a 4v4 situation. So that's the buzzer. So no one gets that first 15 bonus this game. And the flag is still yet to be grabbed. Native down another body, so it should be a 4v3 in the way of Obey. Obey makes that move to the flag, gets it. Ooh, and that flag player gets hit, gets picked. Another one down for Obey. Body's dropping. Native loses a player while at the same time moving up to that Dorito 3. I believe it's a 2v1 scenario for Native. Native's up 2. It might be a 1v1 now. You got this center Q player for Obey, and you've got, let me see if I can find him for you. Okay, looks like Obey has 2. Actually, let's see, I might be mistaken. Alright, so it looks like through all that, Obey manages to keep 2 players alive and hang the flag. So that was an interesting one. It was back and forth. But again, no urgency on the flag, so it might not be as important as I'm making it out to be. But again, this one seems to, people are getting to their spots, locking in, and trying to pick people off and transition from there. Hey, we got full auto only in the chat. How's it going, y'all? Thank you for joining us. Love my headband, by the way. If you guys want a quality, nice headband, go check out Full Auto Only. I believe they're still up on their site. If they're sold out, then I apologize. Then you missed out. But yeah, go check them out. Got a really cool design on it. Super soft terry on the inside. Good people, man. Go check them out. Full Auto Only. That being said, a little quick shameless self-plug here. Let me hop back over real quick. If you guys want one of these, and you were at the event, this one's mine, so it's got some wrinkles in it. But I got 3 of these, 2 left actually. I sold one right away, and then I hopped up in the booth. So come find me when I'm on breaks, and we'll make it happen. So let's get back over. 20 seconds to go till this this game 3. Looks like a clean break for both teams. Should be a 5v5 scenario here. Bay loses one of their players. Should be a 5v4 in the way of Native. Flag is yet to be grabbed. Native loses a player, so I believe it's 4v4 now. Obey goes up and grabs the flag. Obey loses another player. They still have that they still have that flag though. And they're trying to pick people off and go hang it. Another player drops for Native. Another player drops for Native. Obey's picking them off. Oh, that back center player from Natives managed to stay up. But they know where he is. They're honed in on him. Let's see what happens. Runs him down, hangs the flag. Wait. Okay. Yeah, okay. He gets the pull for that. Obey hangs the flag. And it looks like they take that round. And again, it's hard to tell from certain angles. Something might look like a hit that isn't. So sometimes your initial reaction is to go, whoa, that was a hit. But, you don't really see what the refs do. But the refs go ahead and confirm that that was indeed a hit. So. Alright, so we see some of the teams for the next game taking the field. We got Tier 6 and LSA 2 for this next round, or this match in round 2. Again, I'm going to repeat this fairly often in case new people join in, so forgive me. But if you want to join along with us in the bracket, kind of get an idea for how long until, a team you're following is going to play, head to challonge.com, CHALLONGE.com, challonge.com/Big Guava. Otherwise, you can find it by going to CSL-airsoft.com, click on compete, go down to the Big Guava Major Bracket. link. That will take you to the challenge page, and next to group, you will have standings and matches. So if you click the matches tab, it shows you kind of the schedule for what's going on. And again, we go from top to bottom in each column. So round 1, we did LSA 2 native, Obey PLY, Goof True Base. So native Obey is already played, and up next we have Tier 6 LSA 2. Let me know if you got any predictions for this next one. Tier 6, again, an established team, and they've got some new faces out there, I'll put it that way. So they got some substitutes. So whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, we're about to find out. Got LSA over on the left side of your screen, Tier 6 on the right side. Alright, y'all, 10 seconds. Game's about to start. Let's see what happens. The flag run off break for Tier 6. LSA posted up in that cube right behind it. Looks like a clean break for both teams, 5v5 situation. I believe we still got 5 up for both teams. Oh, the poison at the flag takes out the Tier 6 flag grab. They still haven't grabbed it yet. LSA loses a back player. K-Pasta going down for Tier 6. So I want to say it's a 3v3 at this point, give or take one player. Tier 6 loses a back player. LSA trying to close it out, kill these last few players. They do so, and they hang the flag. That's game 1 in the books. So we see the flag grab from Tier 6 getting that first 15. Let's see if LSA does the same thing and posts up and waits for the move later on, or if they try and match that. And they're off. Got the same breakout again. Tier 6 straight to the flag. LSA posting up behind. Similar to the last last game. These teams are really getting to their spots and just posting up. LSA, though, as I say that, loses a player in the back, so it should be a 5v4 in the way of Tier 6. Not to mention they have possession of that flag there in the center. LSA loses another player. K-Pasa goes down, so it should be a 4v2 in the way of Tier 6. LSA's got a Snake 1, Snake 2 it looks like, and that center cube. Oh, it looks like a three players on the side of LSA. They got a back left as well. So back left cube and Snake 1, and then you see the 4 Tier 6 players still up on the screen. Tier 6 calls out, calls that Snake player. They know where he is, and they take him out. At the same time, Tier 6 loses their flag player and Matt in the back, so it's now a 2v1, I think? No, 2v2, now a 2v1. And they've got that Dorito player, so 1v1. And the LSA player gets clipped. So if my math is correct, it should be 1 versus 1v0. He should be the last guy up. He's checking. You got to make sure. You don't want to get caught slipping and run it down, get hit. And that's how you do it. Closing that one out for Tier 6. Here we go. So we got a 1-for-1. And again, the results, the win-loss record doesn't matter per se in the first stage. But it just means these are close games. This is a tight one. So I'm excited to see who takes the third one. We saw the same break both times where Tier 6 goes straight for that flag. And LSA 2 posts up right behind it, that cube. Part of me thinks we're going to see that again, but I'm curious to see if they go for that mirror, try and grab it out of his hand, beat him there. Just recently joined us in the chat. We are at the 2023 CSL Big Guava Major down in Tampa, Florida. CIA Tampa is the name of the field. Definitely check it out if you're in the area. We got 20 seconds coming up here until Game 3 on this heater between Tier 6 on the right side of your screen. You got LSA 2 on the left. Let's see how they end this one out. Going. Tier 6 with the flag off break. LSA posted up behind. LSA throwing out. They doubled that home off the break. Now they got someone in the back right. Spreading out along the field. LSA loses a player up front. 4v5 in the way of Tier 6. Ooh, LSA loses a player on the move when he was looking to bump. Tier 6 loses K-Pasa. Players going down left and right here. LSA making that bump from the home up to that Dorito 2, trying to get better coverage of the field. I think they know that X player is there, that flag player, excuse me. But I don't know if they know where the rest of the guys are. Oh, he goes down from the Dorito side. Looks like we may have 2 up for LSA with, I want to say 3, maybe 4 for Tier 6 at this point. The Tier 6 is up on bodies. LSA loses another. Still got Wavy in here. Still got Tier 6, got his X player, and he goes down. Wavy gets hit. Right now, it looks like the battle of the back players. Tier 6 got a couple guys in their one of their Dorito 2 in the tower. You got LSA in this back left, AirTac Customs D1 bunker. These teams have got to be keeping the clock in their head. You know, there is a time limit on these rounds. They don't go forever. So, you know, if people don't want to make risky moves, we might see these games end in a time limit. Oh, he makes a move. Oh, and he gets hit on the walk. So I think that's the last LSA player. I'm just not sure if I'm just not sure if Tier 6 knows it, but they're, again, just slowly, methodically working their way up. Not taking any chances. And they hang it. Take that third game. So Tier 6 takes 2 game, LSA takes 1. Again, the results themselves don't necessarily matter for the bracket, but it's going to be the points. So we'll find out pretty soon how that ended out. Let's see what we got here. Score update. So the Goof Troop Ace game that was a few games ago, Ace took that 85 points to 0. And the Native Obey game that followed Obey with the 350 points to 0 in their game. So some score updates for y'all as well. Those are the kind of games we love to see, man. Back and forth, bodies dropping left and right. It's exciting, but at the same time, it's controlled. It's not just running down the field and making crazy plays without crossing your T's and dotting your I's. It's making sure you know where everyone is and doing it with a purpose. And that's what both of those teams did in different rounds in that match. So it was good to see. So the teams coming up here, we've got DTP and Goons. Now this is going to be a little confusing because if I'm not mistaken, both teams wear purple. But the way they're lining up on the screen as you see it now, DTP is going to be on your right and Goons is going to be on your left. I guess the Goons purple is lighter, so if that helps, Goons is kind of the light purple and DTP is kind of the darker, closer to blue kind of purple. Goons is another team I know fairly intimately, being another Maryland team. Those are shooters as well. DTP, I've seen them make a pretty quick rise out here, and they're shooters as well. So this one's going to be a heater, I can tell. Any predictions on whether we are going to see a first flag grab? That's a new one. What do y'all think? Are we going to see a first 15? Or are we not going to see a first 15? With the delay, there might not be enough time for y'all to even predict that, but let's see. We're about to find out. Seconds, here we go. Yes, we get it. We get the mirror matchup, both going for flag. The Goons player gets clipped on the way in though. So DTP is going to get that first 15 bonus and grab the flag. 5v4 situation for DTP. Make that 4v4. DTP loses their back left player. DTP moving up into the snake 1. DTP loses their snake player, loses their D player at the same time. They still have a Dorito 1. DTP kills a runner from that center with the flag. I'm not entirely sure on the count, and perfectly timed. You hear Goons guessing the count as well. They think it's a 24. Looks like he just got these 2 Goons players alive that you see here right now. He drops his gun for whatever reason, whether it's down or he's just going to try and make a quick run and wants to be more mobile, I'm not sure. DTP fills the D3, so they have a D1, I believe, a D3, and they've got that player at the center. So I believe Goons is just down to this last player without a gun. So we'll see how long he can hold them off for with mental gymnastics. And he runs it down. DTP should hang the flag and close this one out. So that's game 1. So we finally got it, folks. We got the double flag off break. You love to see it. You love to see it. Now the one player got clipped on the way in. The next thing we're looking for is them both to get there and both pop over the top and kill each other. That's the move. Shoot each other, I should say. You love to see it. You love to see it. Goons, it seems like, is trying to get this gun problem situated. And I thought I might have heard similar issues on the side of DTP. So that's part of the game, man. Being able to pivot and roll with the punches and make the best of a bad situation. Alright, game 2. Let's see what these breaks look like. Oh, and they both get each other. Looks like Goons does get the flag grab, though. So barring any penalties, they should get the first 15 bonus. Goons loses a snake player. So it's a... Goons loses another player. So it is either 4v2 or 3v2 in the way of DTP right now. DTP making the move. Gets clipped from the snake player. He manages to stay in. That's huge. Another DTP player gets clipped. So it's that inside snake one. You just see him make the move to the back. And he gets picked off. So DTP is going to grab the flag. Run it down for game 2. That's what I'm talking about. Get up in there. Get that flag. Be aggressive. Love to see it. Alright, here we go. folks from the window. Good to see you. This is us up here up in the booth. You might be able to see us in the bottom corner. We're about to get started for this next one. We've got round 3, or game 3 of this match between DTP and Goons. Five v 5 breakout for both teams. No penalties. No one's playing man down. Alright, Goons decides not to go for that flag off the break. DTP does. Gets there. Gets the first 15 and the grab, and he's there safe and tucked up. I don't believe anybody's at fallen. Scratch that. DTP loses a body in the back, so it should be a... I'm not sure if that player that just ran off of DTP, that one definitely was. Goons loses a player as well. Maybe... Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think people are running off from different sides. Goons is definitely up on bodies. That might be all of them, or there might be one left. Goons hangs the flag. Closes that one out. So again, if you're just joining us, what's cool about this layout today is you have something called a split snake. A lot of layouts you'll see a snake that kind of runs the length of one side of the field, and you'll see kind of Doritos that run the length of one side of the field. What we've got here is half and half. So let's say you're on this side of the, let's say you're on the far side of the screen right now. The first half of the field on the left is a snake, and then the second half of the field on the right is Doritos. So it really changes up how you have to play this kind of layout. We've seen a lot of teams adapt to kind of just getting to the end of the snake and really using that position to pick people off from the other side of the field. We haven't seen too many real big moves from that snake into the enemy Dorito side, though. I'm curious to see if that ends up being a play teams go for, or if it's just too risky, too wide open that they don't want to go for it. Is he saying break?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, so I'm going to run some commercials. Stick here with us, and we will be right back. Stay tuned. are back at the 2023 CSL Airsoft Big Guava Major in Tampa, Florida. Field is CIA Tampa. Get ready to start. Let me pull up my match schedule again. We are in round 2. If you are following, we are in round 3 if you are following us on Challenge. Challenge.com/Big Guava. Challenge. And we are about to start round 3. It's going to be Obey versus Tier 6. The way you see them on the screen now, you've got Tier 6 on the left-hand side of your screen, Obey on the right, Tier 6 in the all black for the most part. One of them is wearing gray. And then on the right, you've got Obey in their black and red jerseys. Looking very nice, if I do say so myself. But 2 heater teams, so this is gonna be one to watch. If you got any predictions, throw them out there. I expect to see some flag runs, maybe some double flag runs if we're lucky. But yeah, man, the event has not disappointed so far in terms of quality gameplay. Oh, excuse me. Don't want no alarms going off. Had to make sure I wasn't late for y'all beautiful people, you know what I mean? We got 30 seconds until this one gets started. And away they go. Tier 6 gets the flag, off break. Obey follows up, kills him, gets shot in the process. Obey loses another player, looks like, so it might be a 4v3 scenario for Tier 6. Tier 6 did get that flag grab in the first 15 seconds as well, so they get the bonus points. So besides that action up at the front, again, teams are locking in, kind of getting established. And as I say that, Obey loses their tower player. Obey loses their home. Tier 6 starting to pick them off. There's a snake player that they've called, so they know where he is. And they're going to walk him down. K-Pasa goes out as well. We definitely got 2 players for Tier 6. I think there's either 1 or that might be everybody for Obey, and they're just playing it safe. Yep, they clean it up. Tier 6 hangs the flag. Game 1 in the books. For both of these teams to make very deliberate plays. You know, nothing too wild and crazy, but systematic with help from their teammates holding in certain people. You know, they make moves with purpose. You know, both of these teams. I do have a quick score update. The last one we went over was the Obey native game, which they took 350-0 Obey. Tier 6 versus LSA. Tier 6 315, LSA 2 110. Then we've got DTP with 235 and Goons with 50. So that's where we stand right now. Those scores are up to date, and again, you can find those on the challenge bracket if you want to follow along with us. Tier 6 gets that flag again, first 15 bonus. Obey mirrors him and takes him out. They trade. But again, Tier 6 with that first 15 bonus. Obey loses a player from the back snake corner. Oh. They get Tier Pasa on that move. Obey fills into the snake, getting more field pressure. Again, just methodical, taking their time. So Tier 6 definitely with a player in the Dorito 2. And I believe Obey called out a home player as well. It looks like it's a 3v2 in the way of Obey. Tier 6 loses 1. So 3v1. Are they going to find that last guy? They are. And Obey with the flag hang. Again, very wild matches. Like it'll go through stages of slow, methodical, and then they make their move, and it's all gas, no brakes. Gotta love it. Gotta love the effort.
60 seconds.
So we're getting ready for game 3. On the left side of your screen, again, you got Tier 6 in the all black. On the right side of your screen, Obey in the black and red. And we get the double run off rip. Wavy manages to stay in, kills the Obey flag runner. I don't know if Wavy got the flag or if Obey did. They do send a player to the queue to try and counter that. So I believe it is 5v4 in the way of Tier 6. See that home player bump out to the Dorito 1, the Air Tech Customs bunker. Tier 6 loses a player the same time Obey does. Tier 6 knows there's a snake player that they got to worry about. They've got someone at the Bands by Bert Dorito 2 bunker as well. So they may be down bodies, but Obey does still have some good field coverage. The D2 moves up to the D3 for Obey. Again, getting a better angle. Oh, but he gets clipped. And he walks off. Snake player goes down as well, and I believe that is it. There may be one player hiding, but they're about to finish it out. Hang the flag. Tier 6 takes that one as well. Love to see it. High intensity off break, slow it down, make your chest moves, close it out with aggression. That's how you want to see airsoft played. There are a lot of teams here at this event that can turn it on when they need to. So, this is anyone's event. This is why I'm really excited to see what ends up happening, because there's not a clear winner in my head. I know you guys have your predictions, but this could go in anyone's direction. It's just a matter of who makes the right decisions, who makes the least amount of mistakes. No, this is going to be a great event. So, next teams are coming onto the field right now. We've got PLY lining up on the right side of your screen in the blue shirts. And on the right side of your screen, on the left side of your screen is going to be Native coming on. They should be wearing black and brown jerseys. So, left side of the screen should be Native, right side of the screen should be PLY for this next game 2 of round 3 in Group A. A little tongue twister for you. If you just joined us and want to follow along, go to challonge.com, CHALLONGE.com, challonge/Big Guava. Otherwise, go to CSL.com, CSL-airsoft.com, go to compete, scroll down until you find the Big Guava Major bracket link. It's going to take you right there. You can follow along with us. If you click on the standings tab, it's going to show where each team stand in their group. But what we are paying attention to right now is the matches tab, which kind of shows, schedule of the matches. Pretty straightforward. But if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I will do my best to answer any of them that I can. There we go. We got Native coming onto the field. Get ready. Neither teams go for the flag off break, and neither teams lose any players from the looks of it. So 5v5 break, playing back a little bit, taking it slow. PLY loses their back right cube, so it's now a 5v4 in favor of Natives. PLY loses a second player. It's 5v3 in the way of Natives. Natives starting to move up the field. They've got bodies, so they're able to do so with not much risk. They grab that flag for the points. They call out the home player. And they call out the Dorito corner as well, so they know where these guys are. They just have to pick them off. See if they can defend this. Nope, you got want the Dorito player going out, the home player going out, the snake player going out for Native. Or no, he didn't go out. He just ran down the field. So Native's going to take the flag and they're going to finish this one out. So for game 2, we've got PLY on the left side of the screen, Natives on the right. A minute until the breakout. So teams are going to try and figure out where everybody's going off break. Once they get there, where they're shooting. Because again, this is a chess match. This isn't an aiming contest. You got to know where to shoot and where to keep people out of if you want to be successful in this. So teams are going over their plans before this game gets started. We got probably about 30 seconds now. Got Native stacking up pretty heavy on their right side of the screen. This should be an interesting breakout. Let's see what they do. Native straight to the flag off break. Their snake player for PLY runs down, gets shot out though. Should be 5v4 in favor of Natives. PLY being much more aggressive this match. Let's see if it pays off. Oh, it looks like they lose 2 players as I say that though. So this one's going to be tough for them. They've got at least 1 player up in that Dorito 3. I just don't know who else they have up. They know where he is and they pick him off. And Natives with the flag hang. Finish that one out. So good effort from the POI guys, trying to switch things up. That's what we were just talking about. It's all about strategy out here. So you can't just keep doing the same thing expecting different results. So they try something different from the looks of it. Looks like they tried to be more aggressive, get up the field more quickly, get field presence. Because even if you're not effectively hitting shots up there, if the other team sees you get up there, they can't ignore you. And if they're focusing on you, you can make something happen somewhere else. So, valiant effort. Let's see what they can do with this third game here. Hey, we got NSL in the chat. We got Tacos in the chat. How's it going, y'all? We are live here from sunny Florida. It is hot down here, but it's nice. Nice area. Great field. Again, if you're close by, definitely come check out CIA Tampa. Amazing staff. The rec play field is really cool. The comp field is great. So, can't go wrong. And they got a nice store, too. They got a good selection. They got some Monk Custom stuff. They got some HK Army stuff. They got all sorts of stuff. So, come check them out, man. Got natives on the left side of your screen in brown, POY on the right side of your screen in blue. Alright, you see native getting that flag, the first 15-second bonus. POY going to counter, gets the poison, stays alive. Huge move from POY. POY gets a player into the snake. Oh, he gets flipped on his way in. Good effort. Native loses a player. POY making the stand they need to here. Another player drops from POY. So it is either a 3v1 or a 3... It's a 3v2, it looks like. POY's got the Bands by Bert, Dorito 2 bunker, and that player up at the center. Natives fills up to the D3. Cutting off the field a bit more. Does he take out that center player? He does. That center player goes down at the same time. Two natives players go down. So I believe this is a 1v1 scenario. You got the Bands by Bert Dorito on the other side, and you've got this tower straight across from him. Oh, scratch that. There are two POY players. So it's a 2v1 it looks like right now. POY looking to close out with their first dub with this best of 3. Let's see if they can do it. Oh, they take him out. They go 1 for 1. So if my math is correct, this should be the last player up in the back for POY. Now, if he knows that he's the last guy up, he needs to get that flag and hang it before time. But you see this happen a lot. Players don't know if their enemies are alive. They don't want to make a move and die, so they just play it safe. Let's see what he does here. Let's see if he makes the move. Just comes with experience, just kind of knowing the game sense, and not hearing shots for a while. I don't know why I'm whispering, he can't hear me, but... See, the problem is, since Native's got that flag grab first, even if he just ends off the game like this, I want to say Native still take it from points. But I could be mistaken. Let's stop speculating and see what happens. Taking it very slow again. He does not want to get clipped. They've made a valiant effort this round. He doesn't want to throw it away, but at the same time, you got to keep that time in the back of your head, that clock. I don't know how much time is left, but this one's been going long. And that's the timer. Game ends. Great job to POY on being able to adjust their game plan from the first game, make some pivots, and see some success. Valiant effort for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Anybody can take it in these events. You know, there are a lot of good teams here, and even the new ones. Like sometimes those are even you know, harder to play against because you haven't seen them before. You don't know their tendencies, so. Again, anyone can take this, so stay tuned with us. It's gonna be a good day. All right, we got the next few teams walking onto the field for their game. We have got, pull it up, Goof Troop in the black and red Obey jerseys on the right side of your screen. They are Goof Troop. And on the right side, you got DTP again in the dark purple jerseys. So dark purple DTP on your left, Goof Troop on your right. Coming in hot for game 1 of round 3 in Group B, if you are following us on Challenge. Game 1, round 3, Group B. So what are y'all's thoughts on the split snake so far? For those of you watching, have you ever played a split snake before? What are your thoughts on the concept where, half of the side of the field is a snake and then it turns into a Dorito? Do you think it's interesting? Do you think it's boring? Let us know. But I love it. I played a split snake layout on Snapshot VR. By the way, if you haven't played Snapshot VR and you have a VR headset, you're doing it wrong. Check out Snapshot VR. If you play Speedsoft, if you play paintball, whatever it is, it's a really fun game and practice tool to play at home. You can buy a stock for it that really makes it more mechanical practice. I would check it out. But I've played a split snake layout when the NXL did it last year. I forget which major. But we played that layout for weeks in Snapshot, and it is very interesting, and it can get confusing a little bit at the beginning because you're just not used to it. But the teams that'll come out on top adapt. Game is about to start. DTP with that first 15 flag bonus. Nobody goes down. It's a 5v5 scenario right now. DTP with the advantage having that flag grab. Is there a round time limit? Yes, there is, Ash. It is either 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, I want to say it's 3 minutes. Let me pull up the rules after this match and I will confirm. DTP loses a player. You've still got the flag grab player, though. DTP drops another. Goof Squad has a player in the Snake 1. The home, the D3, and that tower. So I believe it is a 4v3 in the way of Goof Squad, and as I say that, they lose one. So I believe it's a 3v3, and as I say that, they lose another. People dropping left and right. You love to see it. 2 players up for Goof Troop. And it's just pandemonium. DTP player manages to stay alive, gets that flag grab. He might be the last player alive. Wow. That's a crazy one. Alright, let me pull up these rules and confirm. But yes, there is a time limit for the rounds, so you can't just turtle forever. So you gotta make moves. But I will tell you in just a second. Yep, 3 minutes per game. The teams have 60 seconds in between each round to get to the other side, reload their mags, do whatever they gotta do. For the first stage, it is you play 3 games. You play all 3 because it's based on points for the group stage. And the top, I want to say there's 2 teams that get eliminated from Group A and 1 from Group B. But it is based off of points at the end of the first stage. So you get points for grabbing the flag, you get points for kills, you get points for hanging the flag. A player elimination is 5 points. First flag capture is 25 points. And hanging it is 50 points. So in theory, you get a total of 100 points per round. But there are bonus points. The one I've been mentioning all day is the first 15 bonus, which is you grab it in the first 15 seconds, you get an extra 25. And the cojones bonus, which is if you hang the flag while there's another player alive, you get an extra 15. So theoretically, teams can earn up to 140 points per round if they get all the bonuses. Game 2 coming up here. Let's see what this breakout looks like. Both players going straight for the flag. They both trade out, but DTP gets the first 15 bonus. DTP loses... Oh, a bunch of players walking off for DTP. I believe only 1 player left alive for them, and he goes down. So this was a quick one. They're finding that flag, they're grabbing it, and they're going to hang it. So in stark contrast to the last round, which was long and methodical, this one was quick and to the point. But Obey gets that flag hang. Again, though, DTP did manage to get there first and get the grab before the other team, so they do get, based off the points, they get 25 points for that first capture, plus an extra 25 for in the first 15 seconds. So while they lost that round, they still got 50 points. So points are big in this first stage. Got some score updates for you as well. In the Tier 6 Obey game, Tier 6 took that game 290 points to 95. And then in the following game, it was PLY versus Native, the one we just watched. Native took that 235 points to 35. Game 3 coming in hot. Ooh, no one goes for the flag off break. Again, you don't want to get caught doing the same thing every time. Teams will read it. DTP does fill that flag eventually and gets it. And it is within the first 15, so they get those 50 points for that. Got a couple of Obey players walking off, or excuse me, Blue Troop players walking off from the back. If I've called them Obey, I apologize. They're wearing Obey jerseys. DTP loses their D3 player on that bump. They still have their D corner and their flag runner. They also have a home player as well that you can barely see on that, or actually, that you can barely see down at the bottom of the screen. DTP repositions. Looks like they lose a player, though, in the process. Oh, DTP player tries to get wide, gets shot on the run. The center player gets shot as well. So does the tower. Goof Squad is cleaning up, it looks like. There might be a player left, but I want to say that's it. So they just have to go confirm and hang that flag. Yep, he knows it, so he's going to grab it and he's going to go hang that. Goof Squad taking that last round. Alright, so that does it for round 3. Coming up next is round 4. Looks like the next game coming up is going to be PLY versus Tier 6. Tier 6 we've seen put up a lot of points in their games. Again, that's what going for that flag does for you. PLY's made some good pivots in the last game they played, so let's see if they can keep that momentum coming up. Alright, I got a question for y'all in the chat. This is not meant to be a which is better question, because they're both great. We don't want any toxicity. But for your main, if you compete, or actually, not if you compete, no matter what. If you play Airsoft, for your main gun, is it HPA or is it AEG? Let us know in the chat. It seems like for the last few years, HPA has been the dominant system in competitive play, but we've seen a lot of strides in the AEG game recently, so you're seeing a lot more and more of those out there. I personally have both. I like them both for different reasons. I'm currently running my HPA gun more often, but dude, I love running the little AEG gun because it's lighter, it's easier to move around with. So yeah, let us know. See Tier 6 loading onto the field already on the right side. And again, we are going to have PLY in the blue over there on the right. Okay, we got a little bit of both coming in. We got a little bit of both. Yeah, see, AEGs, man, they've come a long way recently. I don't know, they're definitely easier to travel with, I'll tell you what. You don't have to decore a tank. You don't gotta... It's easy to decore a tank after you've already done it, but when you're trying to take that reg off of a new tank, it is a pain in the butt. Because going through TSA, you gotta unscrew it so that they can look inside. So AEG gets a point in that category. You can travel with them a lot easier. But yeah, man. The good news is, with AirTac Customs, you don't have to choose. You can rock that lightweight, solid upper. I think I have 3 at this point on whatever gun you have. So if you have an AEG with that little spine, you just get the AEG version. Otherwise, the normal HPA version doesn't have that spine on top. But you can still use the AEG version if your gearbox has a spine. But otherwise, I love that clean look of just the tube on top. Man, once again, these teams are going to use the final minute to really figure out what strat they're going to go with. No team really comes in with only one plan, so you pick which one you're going to use and kind of execute. But no more time for thinking. 10 seconds left. Time to do. Let's see what they do. Got Tier 6 Wavy getting that flag off break as per usual. I don't believe any players have dropped, so it should be a 5v5 scenario. PLY doubling the home. Not a strat we've seen used too much at this event, but in certain layouts can be very, very powerful. PLY makes the move up to the center, kills that flag player, gets killed in the process though. Tier 6 still has 4 players up, all in the back. PLY, I want to say, has 3, maybe 4. They do fill the snake and the D3. Oh, but he gets flagged going into that snake, so he gets a penalty. I hate to see it. D3 player is still up, though. A Tier 6 player gets dropped. Another flag on PLY on that D3 player. And Tier 6 is probably just looking to... They pick off another player in the back. I believe they only have this last guy in the tower left alive. And Tier Possum knows, so he walks him down. And Tier 6 is going to hang the flag and take this round. Alright, so it does look as if PLY is going to have to start this round with 4 players due to the 2 penalties thrown in the last game. So you've got 4 players on the right side of your screen for PLY starting this game, and you got 5 for Tier 6 on the right. Let's see if they can turtle up and pull this one out. You've got 20 seconds. Oh, sorry about that freeze if that came through. But POY manages to kill the flag runner for Tier 6. He goes down, though. Second player for POY goes down. 4v3 in favor of Tier 6. Tier 6 fills that snake. And they finish this one out quickly. Hey. Alright folks, we are going to get that bottom left camera adjusted there. Looks like when some of the guys celebrated, it might have jumbled it a little bit, knocked it out of place, but you know, CSL, we're all about customer service here, so we're going to get that fixed ASAP. Don't you worry. They got 60 seconds here until the next round. Is POI going to start with 4 again? It does look like it. Looks like POI is breaking out with 4 players on the left side of your screen. Tier 6 with 5 again on the right. Yeah, thank you, Pat. We are on it for sure. He is coming in hot. All right, game's about to start. PLY with the run up, loses 1, but they still get that flag. They lose another player in the back though. Again, I respect the effort. Tier 6 starting to fill out a little bit to the side bunkers. They doubled that home for a bit. Oh, and they get to him. I think there's 1 player left for them to take out in that back left corner. They're going to go grab that flag and close that one out in style. But I have to say, respect to these PLY guys for really going for it. Really going for it. Especially, you know, I know a lot of those guys out there wearing, you know, chest rigs, chest protectors, backpacks. I know it's hard to feel those hits sometimes, especially when you wear a lot of gear. I try my best to wear, you gotta wear arm pads for the most part, unless you're crazy. But I wear a belt, you know, I don't wear anything on my chest, just because, you know, it is really hard to feel those hits. So, I don't think any of that stuff was intentional. I think it's just in the heat of the moment you're running, you don't necessarily feel everything, but that's why the refs are here. The refs are here for that exact moment, and to keep things as honest as possible. So a little more, a little more to his right. All right, we are communicating with that guy down there. Keep going a little bit. No, it's good. Just to the right. Just to the right. Yep. Keep going. A little bit more. Just tell him to do what he just did again. Just one more time. Hey.
Good.
We'll take it. Yes, perfect. See what I tell you, folks? Just like that. We are back up. Perfect camera angle down here, if I do say so myself. Alright, so we got some new teams on the field. Let me see who we got. On the left side of your screen, we have Obey in those black and red jerseys. And on the right side of your screen, you've got LSA2 in the black and gray. So red Obey, gray LSA. Coming up on, I think, 20 seconds until this one gets going. These are teams I expect to see some aggressive breakouts. Maybe slow it down for a bit until one of them gets up in bodies and then making quick aggressive closes. But again, man, you never know. You never know how the chips fall. You got to adjust. You got to adapt. Both teams going for the flag off break. Obey gets it. LSA trades him out, though. Obey with that first 15 bonus. Should be a 4v4 at this point. LSA loses their home player, so it should be a 4v3 in favor of Obey. We're looking at Obey's back right now. LSA on the other side of the field. LSA loses their Dorito 3. LSA's got that player in the back right corner. He may be the only one alive, I should say. Nope, there was a Dorito 2, but he just got clipped. Looks like LSA has a player in the Snake 1. They know where he's at. They call him out. So they're going to try and work their way up. Slides in for that flag. Great move. And they're going to run it down. Obey with the first round. So again, if you're just joining us, we've got a split snake layout here, which I will try to give you a better view of. But if you don't know what that means, it means the snake stops halfway up the field and turns into Doritos. So something new for a lot of these teams. I think most, if all of these teams, probably haven't played a split snake before. So it's going to be interesting to see which teams adapt best to it. Again, both players going for the flag, both dying. Obey gets the flag. LSA loses a second player, so I believe it's 4v3 in the favor of Obey. At this point, just holding angles, trying to catch somebody peeking too far, or catch somebody with a perfect shot. LSA fills out to the snake corner. They've also got a D2 and a D3. So good field coverage, spreading the field out. Obey, on the other hand, has just as good a field coverage with a D2, that tower, snake 1, and the home. Snake 1 is starting to move up. That snake 1 moves up again to the snake 2, but they know where he is. And a player walks off on, I believe, the LSA side. They still have their D3 player up. Their D3 moves up into the snake, and they still have somebody at the Bans by Bird D2 bunker. So I believe 2 players up for LSA. They kill one of the Obey players, so he drops. There goes one of the LSA players remaining, and the second. So there's at least 2 players up for Obey. Maybe 1 player still alive for LSA. Either that or they're just playing this cautiously. And I believe they just played it cautiously, and now they're going to run it down. And that's the round. That was a heater. You love to see it. Back and forth, double flag runs, I think, every game. Still. I'm sorry. I thought that was game 3. So we got another one coming up. This one's going to be a high-scoring one for sure. Even the team that loses this match is going to get a lot of points from it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Again, the double flag run, the trade out, but this one goes in favor of, LSA this time. Obey drops a player. So I believe the count is 4v3 in favor of LSA. Got 4 LSA players, you can see them on the screen, and Obey definitely has a home and a D2. That might be it, all they have up. No, it looks like they have a home as well. Yeah, I want to say it's a 2v4 in favor of LSA right now. and we see the move I've been looking for. Somebody moving across the snake into the Dorito side, or I guess it was vice versa. So it was hard to see, but what happened there was the LSA player from their Dorito side made that big bump across the gap from their Dorito 3 up into the enemy Snake 1 and killed 2 players in the process. So it's a big move to make, especially on that side. From the Doritos to the Snake, it is open. So to be able to make that move without dying and taking players down with you, that's a big play. So good on him for that one. That was a good way to close that round out. So it looks like the teams are swapping out. This next round coming up, or this next match coming up, is going to be DTP versus Ace. DTP versus Ace. Ace is going to be in the red jerseys, and DTP is going to be in the dark purple jerseys. So those guys are going to line up. Should be getting started in the next couple of minutes. And I got some score updates already for you. Goof Troop and DTP game. Goof Troop took that one 250 points to 170. Again, that's another one of those high-scoring games for the losing team. 170 with a loss is still pretty good. It's better than it could be for sure. Then you got Tier 6 versus PLY. Tier 6 took that game 325 to 0. And then you've got the game we just watched, Obey versus LSA 2. Obey took that one. That one, again, what a close match. 215 to 195. So 195, that's a 30-point margin. Again, a very high-scoring game for the losing team and the winning team. So, great match. Fun one to watch. Alright, so we have a question in the chat. Do the top 2 move on or the top 3? My understanding of how this works, which I should have here, it's up right here. My understanding of how this works is because there are 4 teams in Group B and 5 teams in Group A. I believe it's the top 3 teams from each group moving on. So from Group A, I believe that means the bottom 2 teams are eliminated, and for Group B, it is the bottom one team that is eliminated. So that's how the group stage works. It is a knockout stage. How many teams get knocked out depends on how many teams show up and how many groups there are. But then once the knockout stage is completed, we go to the finals, where it is a win-loss record-based system to see who wins the whole thing. Two experienced, very good teams coming up here. I've seen both of them play aggressively, so this one should be exciting. Let's see how they break out. Oh, both teams going for the flag. DTP gets shot on the run. Ace makes it and grabs the flag. That said, another Ace player does drop. I believe it is a 4v4 at this point. Ace with that first 15 grab. DTP player filling into the snake from that corner. Makes it there clean. The home player from DTP popping up. Again, spreading the field out as best you can. Not getting too stacked on one side. The DTP snake player gets dropped. I believe it is 4v3 in favor of Ace. Ace tried to fill up to that center cube to give some support to his flag player, but he gets picked. At the same time, a DTP player drops. I want to say it's 3v2 in favor of Ace. DTP has one at the bans by Burt Dorito 2 bunker. And I'm trying to see where the second player is. Ace has 3 up, one at the home, one at the D2 bans by Burt, and one at the center of the field. D2 for DTP moving up to that cube. The Ace D2 player gets dropped. The center player kills the flag on Ace, but gets dropped at the same time. That should be it. They grab the flag and go hang it. Ace with that one. $30 until this one gets underway. Let's see if it's another aggressive breakout to that flag. Always fun to watch. Ace manages to get the flag, gets there. DTP decides not to go for it this round. They do lose a player in the back. I think all of Ace is still up, so it should be 5v4 in favor of Ace. The center player for Ace gets dropped. 4v4 now, I believe. DTP fills up to the D3, getting further up the field. Ace has a player in the snake. DTP drops their D3 player. So you see 3 players up for Ace, D2, Bands by Burt bunker, the home full auto only bunker, and you've got one at the tower. And I believe DTP has 2 up, one at that tower and one at that center. Ace player bumps from the D2 to the D3. Big move from that tower all the way over to the D2. Ace player makes it to the center, poisons the flag runner. At the same time, 2 ace players drop though. I'm pretty sure that was a that was a 2v1, and they ended up picking off that last DTP player. So they're gonna grab the flag and go hang that thing. Another aggressive game, another fun one to watch. Love to see it. I want to give a quick shout out to all the teams and players that traveled out. You know, it's not easy, especially if you're far away, to either fly down here or make long drives, get housing. You know, it's a sacrifice. So, you know, we appreciate you all coming down and making this fun. The more teams, the more people play, the better the sport gets. It's all what we love to see. So keep it up. We're getting ready for this next one. Again, you've got Ace in the red. They are on the left side of your screen right now. DTP is in the purple. You got them on the right. First match, we saw both teams run for the flag. Second game, we saw one. Let's see if any teams make adjustments. Double snake or double flag run. He goes for the poison, doesn't get high enough. Both players still alive. Let's see what happens here. They've got to both know they're there. So it's who's going to make that move first. Pops the top, and DTP makes the move first. Takes out the ace player. All but the DTP player drops at the same time. DTP moving from that tower up to that center cube. DTP player making it up to that center. The ace player going to counter, but gets shot on the move. two DTP players drop, as well as the third in the center, and an ace player at the same time. So there are definitely 2 up for ace, and that might be it. Unless one is tucked up. They're looking for him. They don't want to, don't want to make any mistakes here. And they know it's clear, so they're going to close it out. Another great round. So that's going to do it for ace and DTP. We'll pull back up the schedule here, see who we got next. There we go. Loaded back up. So up next we got Goons versus Goof Troop. That's going to be a heater as well. We've seen Goof Troop play really well so far in the event, taking some high-scoring wins. And again, Goons just an experienced team, can always pull can pull a round out, at any event. So this one's anyone's match. Let's see what happens. You're gonna have you're gonna have Goof Troop in the black and red Obey jerseys on the left, and you're gonna have Goons in the purple jerseys on your right. Yeah, I'm actually jealous. I wish I was playing this layout. This layout looks really fun to play. Again, man, I keep saying it, but it's this split snake that I love. Like it really changes the meta, I think. Again, maybe playing it would feel different, but just from looking at it, it seems like it's people got to switch up their strategies from like a normal kind of layout. That's what it's all about. You don't want to keep things the same. You want to keep things fresh, spice things up, keep everybody on their toes. That's going to make the best players is well-rounded players,
30 seconds. 2 seconds. 10 seconds.
And they're off. Obey runs for that flag off break. Goons opts not to and stops up at the cube. Goons loses a player, 2 players. So I believe it's 5v3 in favor of Goof Squad. Goof Squad starting to take field position, running it down. And that was a quick cleanup. Goof Squad with a quick cleanup in that round. You see Goons opt to not go for the flag. Yeah. I have to say, you see that Goons player in the Yellow bands by Bert, the Big Guava special. Looking sharp out there, if I do say so myself. 2 still available for anyone at the event. Come find me when I'm not in the commentator booth and we'll make something happen. You can look just as sharp.
10 seconds.
Here we go. Goons really changing up their breakout from the last round. Center player at the flag stays up for a long time, maybe gets a kill, but gets taken out himself. They do get that first 15, though, for Goof Squad. I want to say it's 4v4 now. Goons loses a player, I believe, from the Snake side, and another one from the D2. So Goof Squad definitely has the numbers advantage. And they take that tower player out. That's it. They call it out. They know it's clear. They're going to run it down and hang it. That's game 2. We're getting ready for game 3. Now, Goons probably, you saw them switch up their strategy last game. Probably looking to try something else, you know? So you see and hear people from the sidelines getting mags. That's a big part of this sport. You know, people don't think about it, but having, you know, some sort of pit crew or a plan for how and when to reload mags in between games, it makes a big difference. Something that new teams should definitely consider adding to their, you know, their repertoire is, you know, some sort of plan in terms of making sure they're loaded up, have mags, not super stressed, running all over the place with 10 seconds left before they got to start the game. Makes a big difference with your mental. Alright, Goon switches it up, goes for the flag off break, does get shot, traded out by the Goof Squad player, so that's a 4v4. Goons has the advantage due to that flag grab. The tower player goes down for Goons. So Goof Squad should now have the numbers advantage. They definitely do now with the D3 player from Goons going down. They managed to take out an Obey player in the process, though. Snake player getting killed from Goons. That home full auto only bunker moving out to the D1 AirTac Customs bunker, gets shot out. And Obey is going to close this one out with 2 players left alive, it looks like. And that will do it. Goof Squad, man. They've been putting up some numbers. That's a team to watch. So that being said, now's a good time. No cheating. Don't check the overall scores. But now that we've seen all these teams play a few times, update your predictions. Who y'all got taking the whole thing? I'm not going to say who I think because I'm not really sure yet. But let me know who y'all got taking this whole thing after watching a few of these games. After seeing certain teams, what their go-to strats are. Certain teams having multiple strats. Amen. This is good airsoft. So we got one round remaining in the group stages. So we've done 4 rounds of the group stage. So now each of these teams is going to play one more game to get as many points as possible. And then after this round is completed, all the scores will be tallied and teams will move on. I don't want to for certain say that it's 3 from each group, but I'm nearly certain. We're about to take a quick break. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that with the refs. So here are some commercials for you. Stick with us, and we will be back shortly. ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the 2023 CSL Airsoft Big Guava Major. We're getting ready to start round 5 of the group stages. This will be the final round of the group stage. So we got 3 more games coming up that will decide the top 3 teams, and it has been confirmed, top 3 teams from each group are moving on. So look for these teams in these last few games to try and go for points. Try and get as many points as possible because, again, it matters. It's huge. It's everything in this first stage. On the left side of your screen, we are going to have LSA 2 in the black jerseys, and on the right side of your screen, you are looking at LSA in the blue. Or, excuse me, you are looking at PLY in the blue. PLY in the blue on the right side of your screen, and on the left, LSA in the black. Just a reminder, you can follow along with us on Challonge, which is the website that houses the bracket. So if you go to Challonge, CHALLONGE.com/Big Guava, BIGGUAVA, you will go to the page that shows the standings for each group. And then if you click the little tab next to standings that says matches, that will show you the schedule. Another way to get there is to go to CSL-airsoft.com, click on Compete, scroll down to the Big Guava Major bracket link, and if you click that, it will take you straight to the Challenge page. Challenge! And again, left side of the screen, LSA, right side is PLY. Looks like they're getting ready to start. Both teams going for the points. PLY gets shot before he gets there. LSA manages to get the flag. 2 players for PLY drop, so it is 5v3 in favor of LSA right now. LSA makes a move into the snake. Oh, he gets clipped though. That may be the only player alive for PLY in that Dorito 3. And he gets taken out. Oh, so there was another player, but he gets a penalty. I guess he got hit. So LSA is going to take that one. And we are on to game 2. Is there a way to see the scores? Yes. So I'm not sure if that message was typed before or after the audio came through because there is a delay. But if you go to Challonge, CHALLONGE.com/Big Guava, that will take you to the page. When you first go to that page, it's going to default to the standings. So you'll see Group A and Group B. That shows the total points. But if you click right next to where it says standings, it says matches. That will show you the points from each game as well as the schedule. We are going down each row from top to bottom. So for round 5, we play game 9, game 10, and then we play round 5, game 9, game 10 for Group B, if that makes sense. Challenge! I don't do it as good as Keegan. I'm sorry, guys.
seconds. If
I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I just somehow missed the fact that, yeah, I guess those were 3 quick rounds. So we're already on to the next one. We've got Native on the right side of your screen, excuse me, in those tan and black jerseys. Then on the left, you got Tier 6 in the black shirts. Let's see what they do. Tier 6 putting up a lot of points this event. Native been putting up points. Bringing things back in some tough games. So again, this one's anyone's match to take. Someone must be on Meatball's YouTube account because I see him in the comments and on the field at the same time. Spooky. I expect to see aggressive breakouts from both teams. Let's see if we're right. Gonna be a heater. Alright, Native gets killed. I think he was attempting to run flag. Tier 6 makes it there, gets the flag. I want to say it's a 5v4 in favor of Tier 6 at the moment. The D3 player for Native gets dropped. 5v3 in favor of Tier 6. Tier Pasa making the move down the field, getting 2 of them, and Tier 6 can hang the flag and close that one out. Alright, let's see what Native can do in this second game. Let's see if they well, they got to switch up the route if they want to make it to that flag. So let's see if they go for it, or let's see if they post up, behind it and try and kill the guy running in. There's a way for them to do that. Yeah, man, we got Tier Pasa and Matty 6 out there on the field. 2 new players to the sport, but, they picked it up quick, I guess. Alright, so yeah, Tier 6 again on the right side of the field in the black. Left side of the field in tan, you got Native. Game 2 coming up here. This is their last game of the group stage for these 2 teams. So it's do or die. They do both get there. And Native trades out the flag runner from Tier 6, so it should be 4v4. Tier 6 did get the flag, though, so they do have a little bit of an advantage in the points. Looks like a 4v4 at this point, and we can see all 4 players on the screen at the moment. Native, you got a back left, back right, a D2, and their player just moved up to the cube. And for Tier 6, they are solid in the back, D1, D2, the home, full auto only, and that tower. The Native D2 bans by bird player gets knocked out, and Tier 6 is going to start moving up the D side of the field. Native trying to pick off some bodies and even up this count. Tier 6 runs up, grabs the flag in the center. Takes 1 out. Takes 2 out. Does he stay alive? No, he falls, but his player's there to pick it up for him and hang that flag. What a great round. Alright, so Native seen a little bit of success, but really needs to figure out what their game plan is to try and take this round, because they got to take this round with some big points. That's got to be the strategy from them. So it's go big or go home. You know, no point in just falling on your sword. Go out with a bang. You see teams like Tier 6 trying to scout the enemy team on the breakout wall. Definitely something to do before a round. No need to be standing there with your gun against the wall, you know, muscles all tensed with a minute left. You know, relax, stay loose. I mean, Matty 6 taking it to a whole new level there, going to the enemy side of the field, but, you know, as long as he's back in time. Or maybe he's, I guess he's not playing this round. Would be my guess. Oh, I stand corrected. Alright, final breakout of this series. Let's see what happens. Tier 6 gets there, gets the flag. Native goes down. Tier 6 does lose a body, though, so it is 4v4. Advantage Tier 6 from that flag grab. Tier 6 loses a player on the run-up, so it is now 4v3.
Okay, bye.
So Native's got a player in the D3, the D2, and the home. I might see some movement on the snake side as well. Might have just been a bunker, or a banner, excuse me. Now we see some movement on the snake side for Native. Move bumps into the D2. Clean move. The home gets clipped. player tries to make that move up, it gets clipped. Tier 6 loses another one, though. They definitely got that center player at the flag and the home. What does Native have up? Maybe one player. I'm just not sure where. Oh, he's in the Snake 2 still. So it looks like it's a 2v1 scenario for Tier 6. I think they know where he is. So it's a matter of just getting to him and taking him out. See if they can do it. He bumps all the way into the Snake to do it. Makes it there clean. No one died yet. And both players trade out in the Snake. So that should be one player up at least for Tier 6 to go grab that flag and finish this one out. He's going to do it slow and steady. No reason to rush. And there you have it. So that'll be game 3 for them wrapped up. I believe, unless that was game 2, but no, I'm pretty sure it was 3. So up next, you should have the final game of the group stage, which is going to be Ace versus Goons. 2 Maryland teams going at it. So it's going to be a little hometown rivalry action. Can't wait to see how it turns out. And the refs here at CSL already on it. I already have the score from that last match. We've got Tier 6 taking that one, 375 to 25. So Tier 6 just dominating the points in that one.
60 seconds.
You're going to see Ace on the right side of the screen in the red, and you're going to see Goons on the left side in the black and purple.
30 seconds.
It's another match I would look for both teams to be aggressive on the breakouts. These teams have played a lot of CSL. They know how these points work in the first stage.
10 seconds.
Ooh, Ace decides to stop up at the cube. Goons makes it all the way, does get the flag. I didn't see a body drop, so I believe it's 5v5 right now. Ace doubling up the home for now. Look for one of them to transition one way or the other, either that Dorito or the cube. X-player from Goons trying to find the angle on somebody. That Ace player does look for the bump, but gets clipped while doing so. The center player from Goons transitions to the other enemy side of the field. Let's see if he can turn the corner on this guy. And they both go down. I'm seeing 2 Ace players up and 2 Goons players. The Snake goes down for Ace. The Goons player gets clipped from that D3. It was a narrow angle that he threaded that shot through. Goons player's playing upfield this game. But he gets clipped. It is a risky move. 2 players up for ace at least, and then I see 1 for Goons that just transitioned from the snake to that tower. Wants better field coverage because he might be the only one left. Oh, and he gets popped. And they clear it out. Go hang the flag. Ace takes that round. Enemy side of the field action. You love to see it early in the game too. That X player or that flag player from Goons transitions up to the enemy side of the field. You know, at least gets the trade out of it. Definitely an interesting move to see. Let's see if it happens again.
60 seconds.
Come on, last round of the group stage. Let's get some love in the chat for your favorite teams. Who's your home team? Who's your favorite team? Maybe not necessarily who you think's gonna win it, but let's show some love in the chat. 20 seconds here until this. I want to say game 3, but it might be game 2.
10 seconds.
Ace makes it. Goons gets clipped on the way. Ace does get the flag. And they've got... I'm not sure if one of their players dropped or not. So it's either 5v4 or 4v4 on the favor of Ace with that flag grab. See, Goons does have an inside snake player, so that's going to be an interesting angle. He might be able to catch some people off guard there. So Ace has 4, 3 that you see in the one at that center home full auto only bunker that you barely can't. Goons transitions into the center. So now they've got that mirror there. Let's see what happens if one of them pops the top. I think they both... okay, the Goons player gets flipped from the side. Ace still has 4 up. Goons with 2, maybe 3. One of them goes down. And he's in that D3 and he finally gets clipped. So Ace can wrap around, clear the field off, and go hang that flag for the second time. Alright, we're seeing some love. We're seeing some love. I like to see it. Yeah, man, that's the thing with the CSL. There's so much talent that, you know, top 6, 8 teams are all very good, depending on the event, you know? So, it's tough. It's tough to win, because there's a lot of talent out here. And it just keeps growing every year. So, love the love, love the support, love to see the sport growing like it is. right, folks, this is the final game of the group stage.
3 seconds.
Both these teams trying to get as many points as possible so that they make sure they're in that top 3 in their group.
3 seconds.
Uh-oh. Alright, looks like some issues from Goons off the rip. They might be starting with 4 unless one's just hidden. It does look like they started with 5, so all good. Both players go for the flag. Both players alive. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. We've just seen the first rock, paper, scissors kill in CSL. So Ace on top in terms of that flag interaction. Another player drops for Goons. Ace runs it down, kills the snake player. Big move. Pandemonium, chaos. What a way to end the group stages. I don't know who's alive and who's dead. Goons at least has a player in the snake. Ace at least has a player in the D3. The snake player goes down for Goons. Is this the last guy up for Ace? Alright, what a round. What a round. What a round. Okay, so that's how we ended off the group stage. We should be getting the point scores pretty soon. They update pretty quickly. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the plan is from here. I'm going to check. I'm sure. That's a good question. What won? Rock, paper, scissors? I will confirm that.
Jacob lost.
Well, I know, but they're asking what won. Was it rock that won or paper that won? They want the details. The CSL viewers want the details, Den, and we're going to find it for them. So I will get that answer for you by the time we come back. Let's do this. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and then I'm going to come back and give you guys the plan, because the group stage is now over. We'll probably at least announce who moves on, but then at some point we're going to take an extended break, either by ending the stream and restarting it, or just by running commercials. But I will send you to commercials for a few minutes, and I will be back with you with the plans. Hang tight. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with two very important updates for you. Let me start with the more important one first. I have confirmed insider knowledge that it was indeed Rock that was the winning move for that exchange. They apparently tied the first, both throwing Rock, and then Ace won the second with a Rock versus Scissors combo. As you all know, Rock beats Scissors, hence Ace winning that exchange. Now, for the second update, we are going to take a break until 3:15 for the final stage. The final stage is going to include the following teams. From Group A, moving on, we have Tier 6, we have Obey, and we have LSA 2. From Group B, moving on, we have Ace, we have Goof Troop, and we have DTP. So those are the 6 teams advancing to the final stage, and that final stage will begin at approximately 3:15. So we are going to go ahead and end the stream, but make sure you set a reminder, set a timer, do whatever you got to do. You do not want to miss out on more competitive rock, paper, scissors action. But anyway, we will be back at 3:15. Thanks for joining us, and see you guys soon.
In the back of my mind, there's a memory. You were holding my hand tight, kissing on a moonlit street. And I've been missing you since then. Yeah, I still smell you on my sheets. Loving you is sweet, sweetheart. Losing you is killing me. Baby, I can't breathe. Baby, I can't breathe. I remember your eyes like a warm sunset, rolling on my king-size bed. Moments that I can't forget. And I've been missing you since then. Yeah, I still smell you on my sheets. Loving you is sweet, sweetheart. Losing you is killing me. Baby, I can't breathe. Honey, I